Hi there YouTubers and 3D Studio Max lovers. In today's episode we're going to make an interior that is looking more or less similar with this. We're just going to use different components from this interior design that you can see here. So I would like to make the roof that is looking like this. I would like to use also this fireplace. I really like the architecture, like old with new. I also like the composition of the sofa and the armchairs and all this coziness that you can see here, and the fact that it's a place where you meet with your family, you just talk and you have time. Also, I like the fact that it doesn't have any TV, so this gives it a big plus to me. Yeah, what else we're going to do? I also like this arrangement from here, as you can see, just simple shelves with some stuff on it. Of course, this looks very nice. I love it. So yeah, if you guys are ready for the furniture, I'm just going to use some furniture from 3D Sky that I already downloaded. Probably I'm gonna add also some other stuff from 3D Sky, like a rug, some styling also from 3D Sky. So yeah, if you guys are ready and you would like to see how to model these kind of spaces and how to create materials, how to create this kind of mood with natural light, no sunlight as you can see, so it's quite a cloudy day. Yeah, let's just dive in. So as usual, I just used POref, which is a program for you to add your stuff so you can have them here all the time. As you can see here, I just added an image with the colors that I would like to have. So it's just an oak kind of wood material and just gray and white plaster and materials. So this is what we also going to do. As you can see here, we have also some sunlight coming from outside. We're not going to use that. For the exterior, probably we're gonna just use an HDRI when we need to find one. So yeah, let's just start. Okay, so I'm in 3D Studio Max. I'm just going to go here to my unit setup to check exactly what kind of units. I'm working in millimeters, and here I'm also going to have millimeters. So I'm gonna hit OK, and I'm just going to reset my scene. Don't save and open my file, and I'm just gonna start with the beginning. Let's start creating the walls first. Create some layers, walls, roof, then floor, furniture, and yeah, that's it for now. First of all, we're gonna have a look at the images. As you can see, these are the images, so I'm guessing that this wall is quite long in that direction, so I'll just make it around 7 meters because I don't care what's happening in that area. In the end, we're just gonna get a render maybe similar with this or more like this front view, so we can see also actually more like this, I think, where it's going to be, because this front view and this portrait image is looking very well because you have all these details on the ceiling, but here the ceiling is going on the other direction, so we need to go more like this. Anyway, we're gonna see afterwards how we're gonna do that. So for now, I just need to know how big is this room, so I'm just gonna make it 7 meters in that direction, as you can see, and in this direction I will just make it 4 meters for now. So let's see how it's everything looking. And for the height, the height is not too big, so I'm guessing that if this is a door, this is 45 with another 45, 90, 180, so this is like 220 maybe, something like that. So yeah, let's start. I will just make a rectangle, just go on my walls on the top part, and here in the middle I will just create fast. So in this direction I set 7,000 by 4,000. Okay, then I will just create a window here. It's just as a reference for me to know how big it's going to be, the window. So I had 2,000 here. Let's make it 2,500 maybe. This doesn't really matter. Okay, so I'm just gonna rotate this here because all of my stuff is gonna be in this area. I'm gonna add an editable spline to this, and maybe I'm gonna make it longer in that direction because normally you have the living room here, and probably next to it we have the dining and then probably a kitchen, but who knows exactly how this architecture looks like. So for now I'll just leave it as it is. I will just create some more windows in this area, so for sure I'm gonna have enough exterior light coming inside the house. So let's see, I'm just gonna apply an editable spline. I'm gonna apply another one in case I want to change my mind. And now I'm gonna start creating some points in here with a refine. Okay, now I'm just gonna make everything corner because I don't need any other, I need only this. And then I will just start creating my windows or doors, I don't even know how to call them. Okay, this is fine for now. Now I'm just gonna extrude everything. And I'm going to make it to 500, let's see. 2500. Yeah, I think this could work. I'm just gonna take the cup start and cup start. I'll just leave it and I will apply an editable poly to it, and I'm just gonna detach it so I can use it later for my floor. Just gonna go here, detach, and this I'm going to call this a floor, and I'm going to move this to the floor layer, and this needs to be on the wall. This is the wall, didn't go there. Anyway, now it's fine. I'm just gonna hide the floor for now because I don't really need it. Okay, so what we're gonna do next, we're gonna apply a shell to all of this, and we need to be sure that it's straight corners. And then on the outer amount, just gonna apply 350 millimeters, which is 35 centimeters. Which should be enough for now. Then here underneath I'm gonna apply another editable poly, and I'm just going to create here a rectangle. This is just for me to know the height, and I will make this 2200. I think it's fine for now. And yeah, what I'm going to do next I'm just gonna save the file. Just gonna go here and do my loop line. Okay, this is looking nice. Now I can just go here and detach also these ones, and now I should have my wall. As you can see, we have some smoothing problems in here, but all of this, it can be really easy fix with just taking out the auto smooth from there. So yeah, for now we just have a part that we could call the walls. So what we're going to do next, we're going to create the windows. So for doing that, I'm just gonna use this editable poly. Let's see how they're actually looking. So they're just divided, and then, so we're just gonna divide it by 2. Let's do that first. Just gonna I'm gonna apply an editable poly again above, because if in case I need to come back, I need to have the possibility to do that. I'm just gonna select all of these lines and make using connect from here, and I have my connection. Okay, so these are going to be wider. So what I'm going to do next, I'm just gonna select this, and I'm gonna use the inset, and I'm gonna go by polygon. I'm gonna use here 50. This is looking good. And then I will apply another editable poly because I want to create the frames inside the frame now. So I'm just gonna use one connection. I'm just gonna move this connection somewhere here. Then I'll be using a chamfer. I'm gonna chamfer this 50. We have 0 here. Okay. Okay, so right now it's okay. So what we're going to do next, we're gonna divide this also with the other frames. The only thing that we need to know is the fact that I think some frames, so yeah, these ones are probably deeper and the ones in the middle are not that deep. So we're gonna I'm gonna detach the windows first and create the rest just to be sure. So let's see, just gonna detach this for now. Okay, now they are detached. Now I'm gonna select my frame and I'm gonna give it a shell. I'm gonna give another 50. Okay, now we have our, I'm gonna take out the smoothness and I'll apply a chamfer to it, because chamfer just makes all the things look better. Just gonna take the chamfer out for now and just leave it only on the edges. I think it could work. To add some extra details, I will do another thing, just apply an editable poly and take all these points and break them so I can create a nice seam here in between the windows, because probably these windows are going to be, you need to be able to open them. So yeah, let's do that also. So yeah, probably this video is going to be quite long. Okay, let's see. So yeah, these are the details. Unfortunately, it went also here, but that can be fixed. I like this detail and I'm going to apply that also here. So I'm going to apply that everywhere. Just gonna select everything and I'm gonna use break, and let's see, now we have all these beautiful details in here that are giving to the, it's making the 3D model to look better. Let's see if I weld this. I just want to have some details in there and that's it, some seams, so it's gonna look more realistic in the end. So yeah, for now I think this two didn't work out. Okay, this is good for now. I'll just leave it as it is. Now I'll just move forward with the seams in here. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna isolate only this. Also don't want to have too many lines in here. These two, they are quite similar, so yeah, I think it's fine. Okay, and now I'll just select all of them, apply another editable poly, select all of them, inset. I'll do a very small inset this time, needs to go by polygon. Okay, this is looking good. I'm going to detach all of this, and for this I'm just gonna apply a shell, but this time quite small, 25, because I don't want to have all those details. And I will add also add a chamfer to it, and this time the chamfer is going to be 2 millimeters, and here it's going to be 0. Okay, and now this is the glass. I'm going to apply also here a shell fast, and I'll just make this 3 millimeters. This is the width of the glass, and I'm just going to move all of this here in the middle, and then all of this here in the middle. And let's see, I think it's working well. I'll just go to the top, create another layer. I'll just call this cameras. I'll add a camera in here. Okay, to this camera, I'm just going to use the camera clipping and the mirror. I'm just gonna make a cut. You can see my inside the room. If you go here and you also show in the viewport, as you can see here, my camera is seeing from here, so I can even go a little bit more in the back. And what else we're going to do, I'm gonna change the focal length from 45 to never go under 20, otherwise the distortion is going to be quite huge and it's not gonna look very realistic. So 25 is a very good one for interiors. 22, it's a little bit distorted, but yeah, anyway, for now I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Yeah, it's looking good, I guess. The whole windows are unfortunately not in the right place. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna merge these two together to be sure that everything, oh, here we have a problem. So let's fix it now. I just need to move the whole thing. I don't know exactly when I made this mistake. Probably it was just because of the geometry. Okay, now it's fine, I guess. And I need to fix also the window sheet. I will just fix it now. And I just also need to move everything in the middle of this. Okay, now I think it's okay. Let's have a look from the exterior also. Yeah, it's all looking good. The only problem, well, I don't know if it's a problem or not, is that all the windows are actually on the inside of the wall, so they should be more on the middle or outside of the wall. So what I'm going to do, because I already added a shell here and it's 350, I'm gonna add 175 on that direction, and the inner mount I'm gonna do another 175. So in this way I don't need to move the position of my windows. See, and now I have this depth here in the wall, which is nice. Okay, now let's move forward with the rest of the stuff. I don't really understand is smooth. Okay, fixed. Okay, what I'm going to do also, I'm gonna make another layer with only the windows. It's better to have them in a different layer. So, okay, I'm quite happy with what we have until now. Let's continue with the walls. So now we need to create here the attic part from the roof, which is this part. So I'm gonna extend my wall on the top part. Yeah, here I said I'm not gonna make everything exactly as here because I don't really like this design. I like it more like this. But for the fireplace, we're going to make it more or less like this. Problem is I don't see everything that is happening here, but I'm gonna guess most of the stuff. So yeah, let's start and let's see how it's going to look. Okay, let me go back to my walls, and now what I'm going to do, I'm gonna make here another rectangle. I'm gonna extend this here, and I'm gonna guess the slope of the roof, which is probably like here somewhere. I'm gonna apply an editable spline to this corner, and yeah, probably like this should be fine. Just gonna move this point here and this one here. Can just yeah, weld those. For now I'm not going to need them. So what I'm going to do, I'm going here, apply another editable poly as usual. The editable poly is the main thing that we're going to use, and I'm just gonna use a connect only with one, and then I'm just gonna take these points and move them up here. Oh, they're not on the same place. They're not on the same place because this is always a problem when you create when you create an attic. So what I'm going to do, fix this, I'm gonna add another editable poly top here. Actually, I don't even need it. I will add a slice first, and I will just move this slice that I have in here. I will just use it on the X. I'll just move it here, and I will just use it for the refine of the mesh, and then I will copy this and apply again as a paste and move it on the other side. And now by using an editable poly, I will just get rid of these edges. And now in the moment that I'm gonna move those points, is going to be much better. Let's see which one is in the right position. Yeah, that one. So this one needs to go so here. So I fixed the problem here, but not on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, because this is not a quad. Okay. Okay, yeah. The problem is coming from here. I need more slice modifier. You can see this one. I'm gonna put it on the Y. Move it here. And now I'm gonna have that point, and then I'm gonna delete all of my unneeded edges. So yeah. Sometimes you just need to go forward and backward, but this is why it's important to, actually this is going to be also a slice in the end. So I'm gonna delete this for now, double poly, and now I'm gonna use this only to delete these edges because these are the ones that are creating the problem. So yeah, sometimes it's just taking a little bit more time than you originally thought. And I'm also gonna delete this one as well because I'm gonna add a slice in the end. I'm gonna add my slice in here now, and I'm gonna use this slice, the middle point of this wall, which is already in the middle almost. Now it's in the correct place. And now I'm gonna apply an editable poly and take all of this Now I'm just gonna arrange all the vertices so you have the slope of the, yeah, it ended up as a messy thing. You can also use the edge segment, so in the moment that you take this, it's just gonna go on the edge, as long as you don't care about where on the edge is gonna go, but at least you know it's on the edge, so it's all good. Okay, and we have this part also, which is perfect. So yeah, probably in the end we need to have more of a square image or portrait image. Let me see. Yeah, they are all kind of portrait, more or less. Yeah, they're all portrait. So if you want to see also the ceiling and all these details from the roof, you need to have it in portrait. So let's change that right now. So I'm gonna go to render setup, and here on the H I'm gonna go to custom, and now I can see my custom in here. So now I'm gonna just change the image aspect for now, as you can see. So good image aspect, it would be 0.69 or 68, so it's 1.618, which is the golden ratio. So yeah, I'm gonna use 1.7. This will be the golden ratio here, but as you can see, I'm seeing a little bit, I don't know what's the section of this. Let's see, coming from, oh yeah, my camera, it's in the wall, but we can change that from here. Just go a little bit further. Yeah, now it's fine. So yeah, let's maybe we can extend all of this a little bit higher to have a better height in here, but I'm not very sure yet if I should do that or not. The only thing that I'm not very sure is the proportion of the render. So I'm just gonna make it a little bit more square, like this. I'm gonna lock this 640 by 640. I will just actually make it square to be sure. I will just lock this, and now I'll just put 2000 in here. Okay, now it's fine, I think. Okay, let's move forward. Let's create a roof. For now, let me see. So, okay. I'm just gonna go to my roof. I'm gonna take this out. I'll just create my first beam. I'll just leave this beam because it's quite long. 350 maybe by 150, maybe 300. I think it's fine. I like it. A little too big. Just gonna use an extrude for this on the other direction. Okay, this is good work, I think. Maybe more like this. I'm gonna make a copy of this and make it a little bit smaller. So 150 by 150, and add this one here because I know how symmetry is working with lines. Should work also. So if I add my symmetry here and flip it, yeah, it's fine. And I have my other beams in here because the yeah, so my rafters, they need to sit on this these top plates, they're called, from what I see. And this is the peak. So we have the peak, and now we need to create the rafters. Let's see how we can do that. So we need to create one first. And what I'm going to do, I'm just gonna create a line for now, and to this line I'm gonna apply a sweep. And this sweep is gonna be a bar, 150 by 150. Fine, I think I need this more like this, I guess. Because what's happening, in reality, you have a cutout here on 90 degrees. So this is actually, this is sitting on this. And here we have a 45 degrees, so this has also cut out like that. So let me see how I can do that. Just go local aligned. I'm gonna make this. even more, I think it can go. What else do I need? I need a UV map. And this UV map should follow. Okay, now we'll just leave it like this. Okay, I think it's nice. And now what I'm going to do, of course, if you guys know it, we're going to apply an array. And in the moment that I apply the array, it's going on the X axis, but I want it on Y or on the Z. Let's see, depending on how you made the 3D model, he's gonna go in that direction. So this is fine, but I just have too many. Yeah, this could work. Well, let's take out a couple of them because there are too many. Oh, okay, this is nice. I will apply a symmetry to all of this and move the chamfer above the whole thing. And the symmetry needs to go here. I don't want to slice because I want to have all the details in here if it's possible to see them. And then this chamfer, I'm also going to apply it. This one as an instance in case I am changing my mind, and also here also as an instance. Okay, so we have a nice roof in here. Let's see the play model. Yeah, I think it's looking good. Okay, let's move forward. Create the rest of the stuff that we need. I'm gonna rotate this. This is almost 90 degrees. I'm gonna go to the front so I can see the line. Okay, I'm gonna make a copy of this one here. Make a copy, I'm gonna select both of them, and now I'm gonna go here and create a rectangle. And then to this rectangle, I'm gonna use a floor generator. This is nice. I'm gonna use 100 here. The length, yeah, it can be any length. I don't care about the length. This needs to be 2 millimeters if I want to. No, I don't want to have any space in between. Extrude and bevel, they need to go up. Offset needs to be 0. And let's see now. On height, so I just want them to go exactly in the middle. So to do that, I need to find the middle, which I don't know how much it is, but I can find out by doing a rectangle. 907,699, so 9 on 8. Can use that 908, and yeah, it's not exactly in the middle. So, but I have here some option that it's called offset. And this one needs to go more or less here in the middle. So this is fine, I guess. Okay, I will just move the pivot of this on the bottom. Yeah. And then I will just rotate the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna apply a shell on top of this 0, 20. I'll add a chamfer to all of these 2 millimeters maybe, because smooth chamfer only. Okay, I think it's looking nice. We are getting there, or we are getting somewhere. Go on top, apply a symmetry as usual. I'll add the symmetry under the chamfer just to be sure. Yeah, the symmetry is not working, so I will just use yeah, fortunately this was not the middle part of the whole thing, and now everything's sticking out. Let's see from where is the problem coming. Yeah, so this is not in the middle. So the middle was there, so yeah, I made a mistake and now I need to fix it. Fortunately, this can cost me some time. These things can happen and you need to fix it. So this was not correct actually, but because I made all of this with modifiers, I can change it very fast. So yeah, these kind of things are quite important to have modifiers for every small thing that you are actually making, because in the moment that something like this can happen, and most of the time it's happening, you can fix it very fast. And now if I move this thing here, now it's correct. So yeah, as you can see, sometimes it's good to use as many modifiers as possible. So in case you need to change some stuff because you made a change or you made a mistake, you can just fix it very fast. So as you can see here, I'm just applying an editable poly on top, and because I already did this, it's everything in the correct place. So yeah, and this one is also now correct. I just need to move it in the right position because it's an instance. So yeah, it's all want here to have touch. Okay, so it's every correct place. Okay, I'm just gonna save this for now, and I will move forward with the floor. Let's see the floor. So the floor is quite simple. I'm just going to use the floor that we used before in this scene. As you can see, it's already looking very nice, so I'm just gonna use that. It's much easier and don't need to work too much, and I already explained how to create this floor and also the material for it, so it's gonna be much faster for me to do that. So to do that, how am I going to do it? It's very simple. I'm just gonna open the scene and using the plugin, actually using the script, copy paste, which is from what I see one of the best videos on my channel, how to copy paste. It has 14k view from 1 year ago. Everyone likes this video, so it has the most views on my channel. I'm just gonna use this to copy paste it from the scene that I created. So I'm gonna do that in a second. Okay, so I'm just gonna take this with Ctrl+Shift+C, which I'm using for making a copy of it. Yeah, if you want to see how to create this material and how to create this type of wood slats, wood floor actually, you can just go to my YouTube channel on this video, and yeah, you can just follow up the video and you can see exactly how I made it. Okay, and now I go here with Ctrl+Shift+D on top, and I have my floor. The only thing that I need to do is that I need to rearrange the dimension of this to my wall. I will save the frame of the windows in this, and I would need to add this to floor layer. I will just add this in there. I will just hide. Oh, I see the roof is not in the right layer. Anyway, it's going to be fixed soon. So in a couple of seconds, I just added my floor in here. As you can see, now I have my space. For those who are actually following me on my Patreon, they can download this 3D model from my Patreon, and they can just follow up on making the materials and so on, and adding the lights and creating the materials. So what I'm going to do now, we're just gonna add, yeah, let's create this niche here. I'm going to create one. So as you can see, the fireplace is sticking out for a bit here and also here. So this is what we're going to do. I like also this fireplace. It's also looking nice. I don't know which one is better. And here there is a plate, as you can see. Okay, for now, I save the file, and I'm just gonna start looking for an HDRI. We'll just go to Polyheaven. Yeah, Polyheaven is a very good source of HDRIs. We would just need a nice HDRI. This one I think could work. I don't care too much what's happening outside. Yeah, what I care the most. Oh, this is a graveyard. Quite nice. This could also work. I like this light. Let's try this. Just save this one here. Now let's have a look for some others. I would like one also for the grass. So I'm gonna take also this one. So what we're going to do, we're going to make a mix of two HD rays. One is going to be for the view, so we can see some stuff on the outside, and the other one we're going to use it for lighting the scene. The only thing that we need to do is to add one material to the glass. Window material. Okay, and I'm gonna just take Corona physical material. As you can see, Corona has now some presets, so it's better to use them. Glass architectural can work very well, but this is a little bit blue, so I don't know if this is going to work well because it's gonna look quite green, sorry. It's going to be quite green. So here in the media options, the green is coming from here. So you see, we can also make it a little bit blue. Could also work. 5 millimeters. Yeah, I'll just put 10 in here, and I will just add that to the glass. And for the rest, yeah, let's see first how it's everything looking. The default shading. And for the rest, I'm just going to use a white material, Corona physical, non-metal, of course. And here I'm just going to use a 220. So this is the pure white in Corona render. Don't get further away more than this, otherwise you're gonna get bad results and it's gonna take you a long time to render. Let me know in the comment if you want me to create a video in the future about how to optimize your renders and what is it that it's making a render to render fast in Corona, or is render slower. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you want me to do that. Now I'm gonna go to F10, and here I'm going to say that I would like to, on the scene, I would like to use a material override, and for this material override I'm just going to use, I hate working only with one monitor, and on the exclude objects I'm gonna exclude the glass. Denoising Corona high quality as usual, 1.8. And now what else we're going to use? First, we're going to use one map for, actually I'm going to use a couple of them to see which one is looking better, but yeah, let's use one for now. It's a Corona bitmap, and I'm just going to load here my HDRI that I said that I'm going to use. Resting place, let's see the resting place. It doesn't look very nice, it doesn't sound very nice. Open, yeah, save as usual. 3D Studio Max can crash at any time, so it's better to save. And yeah, let's see the scene. Oh, we already have some results in here. Yeah, it's looking good. I like the fact that we're getting some light. Oh, and I have a cutout here from the camera, which I also don't like. Let's fix that now. So now I'm going to see it on the top part. To fix that, I just need to move a little bit forward. And now it's better. And just add some more light in here. Okay, I like the fact that I'm getting a lot of light from behind and also from the left side. What we can do, we can also play with the HDRIs. And I'm just going to add my HDRI here as an instance. And do now to change the light direction, which is not actually happening that much. Okay, I'm gonna open this. Okay, and now direct visibility, I'm just gonna use this. Also for the reflection and for the refraction. So now I'm gonna restart the interactive. Oh, and yeah, we have a winner. Have stuff happening outside, which is good. Don't know if it should be much brighter, but for sure Yeah, so because I'm using the reflection override is showing me the lights coming from the outside. Also check for some other HDRIs from here. Yeah, let's see. This looks nice also. Okay, I think it's okay for now. Yeah, it's just for me to see the materials for a bit, so I will know how to. Okay, so there is one thing that I don't like are these details in here, so I need to extend my ceiling until it's going to touch all of this. So this means that I'm gonna hide also this beam here. Okay, let's do that right now. Just gonna take all of this. Okay, let's exclude also the floor. The floor is looking very nice, I like it. Yeah, I don't know what to say about the exterior. Maybe I can rotate. And this is fine for now. Probably this is going to be my camera view. Okay, so in this part we're going to make the fireplace. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to create a box with approximate dimensions, so I know exactly my boundaries for creating this fireplace. As you can see, I already created. Now I'm just looking back to my image. Here I'm using a script that it's called reference plane. You can find a script spot. I will leave a link into the description, so you can just use it in the future. I'm just gonna use it from now on, only this script, to add pictures on my planes. And here I'm just trying to scale my image so it's more or less in the same size as the box. And now what I'm doing is to create a profile for the top part of the fireplace. As you can see here, yeah, I'm just trying to follow this image, even though I don't really see exactly what's happening in there, but I'm just guessing some stuff, so it's not really exactly the same. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to merge all these lines and arches that I've created in one file, and after that I'm applying a sweep to my lines, and to that sweep I'm applying this profile. So in this way I'm creating the top part of the fireplace. Also, because it has some problems with the smoothing, I'm also applying a smooth group later. And now I'm creating these two arms, or I don't know, pillars, let's say they call them, on the side. Yeah, it's quite an easy thing. We need double poly, extrude, inset, and so on. So it's not a big deal how to make it. You guys should already know how to do something like this from my tutorials, in case you follow me. Of course, at the end I'm also applying some chamfers here and there, but not everywhere, just to add some extra details to the whole thing. After that, I'm just going to apply a symmetry to the object. This is quite important. And now I'm creating the middle part of the fire pit. I'm just using an editable poly, extruding, and so on, creating some splines, extrude, creating the interior. So yeah, it's quite an easy thing to do. I made this on fast forward because otherwise these videos are getting too long. And I know some of you they don't want to watch such a long videos. Okay, so this is the fireplace. Now I'm just moving it in the right position to see exactly how it's looking. I'm going to look back to my original image to see the details and how everything is looking. I saw some small mistakes, so I'm just going to fix them right now. As you can see here, yeah, things they don't always go exactly as you thought from the beginning, but overall I think it's looking good, and yeah, this is the fireplace. Okay, so we finished with the fireplace, as you can see, and now let's create some more details into the wall. So the first thing that we're going to do, I need to extrude a little bit the wall in this area where the fireplace is. So yeah, I'm just gonna go here with Alt-1, and I will just here I'm just gonna go and create these two lines, and then by selecting this part of the wall with the shift, I'm just gonna extrude it. Okay, and because this is the fireplace, you need to extend also the top part, just to be sure, because there are some pipes in there that they need to be extended also, as you can see also here. Okay, that is looking nice, and now we need to create the two niches in the wall. So in this area we have one niche, and on the other side another one. I'm gonna make them more or less the same, but what I need to do first is to calculate how big they're going to be. I'm just going to make a rectangle in here, more or less like this. This is going to be one of them, and then I'm gonna use symmetry to have another one exactly on the opposite side with a flip on. Okay, so these are my two niches that I need to create actually. Of course you can also use Boolean right now and to create directly the niche, but I'm not gonna need to do that because I prefer to keep my geometry as clean as possible. Okay, now I'm just gonna click in these polygons and create my niche, which almost went till the other side, but I don't need to have it so deep. Okay, then here I need to create the shelves. I'm just going to create them in one side, and on the other side I'm just gonna copy this one. So because I need shelves on all the height, I'm gonna extrude this. I'm gonna make it 35 millimeters. I'm gonna also use a chamfer to smooth the chamfer only. Okay, this is looking good. And then I'm going to apply an array, of course, and on the array, not on the X, only on the Z. Do I like this height? Yeah, I think it's fine for now. It's 35, should be okay. Then I'm gonna make symmetry. As you can see, symmetry is really good on creating fast geometry. Only problem is that this hole is not exactly symmetrical with the other one. So I'm gonna apply an editable poly to this, and I'm just gonna move this over here. There's a small gap in there, which is fine. I'm just gonna move this here. Okay, now we have also the shelves. What else we're missing here? Of course, we need a nice mirror in here to show the other side. I'm gonna use a 3D model that I have, and I'm also going to share it with you guys. It's from CG Mood, which is this one. Yeah, I'm gonna share it with the people that are following me on my Patreon. Oh yeah, it's quite a nice 3D model, I think. It's not my best 3D model, but it's looking good enough to use it in this tutorial. So I'm just going to download this now. Okay, what else do we need here? Let me think. Okay, this is looking good. So we are going to use some 3D models for this space. Some of them are going to be from 3D Sky. Actually, most of them are going to be from 3D Sky. So I'm gonna leave you the link in the description so you guys can also download them in case you want it. Oh, there is a small problem here. I forgot to make the hole for the fire pit. So let's do that now. Just going to use an editable poly here. Okay, now it's fine. I'm gonna save this for now, and yeah, let's see the render. Okay, oh yeah, we need also a plinth in here to make it more pretty. Yeah, it's good to have a plinth, so let me do that now. Go to the top and with a line in the wall. Okay, there is a small problem here. I have the chamfer on and I can just close it in the viewport like this, and now I can start all over again. Okay, we have a plinth. I'm just gonna delete the parts that I don't need. Ensure these ones where we have the window, and here of course I'm gonna use the refine and create some points. And try to move all of this here. It's better to have it on the 3D, of course. And yeah, we're gonna apply a sweep to this, and I'm gonna use a bar for now, but it's better to have your custom. So I'm just going to create a nice beautiful plinth. Just gonna use a plinth of 1500, let's say. And yeah, 2 centimeters should be enough. So I'm just gonna add this here, and I'm gonna apply an editable spline to this. Okay, so here to make things easier, I just created a line, a rectangle actually, and now with the reference, I'm just making a couple of small details. So it's gonna look much better in the end when you're going to render it. So overall, yeah, this could work for now. I'm not gonna work too much on this because it's just a small line in the back. As you can see, we have it. So I just need to turn that on the other side. I don't understand why I have this line there. It's just to go here. And yeah, this needs to be on the floor, but what we're going to do, we're gonna add this some couple of millimeters above, let's say 3 maybe, -2, 1, so 2 millimeters above. I can also apply a chamfer to this. Okay, here the geometry is not looking very nice, but we're not going to see that, I hope, anywhere. Fortunately we do, not here. Okay, this is good. I need to be sure that I have generating mapping coordinates. Okay, let's do a quick render. Okay, so for the wall we're going to use these textures from Polyheaven, the beige wall. Yeah, they have it in 4K, 8K, depends on you how big do you want to have it. Has some details in here. I think it's gonna look nice. The only difference is that we're going to make it white. Yeah, I'll just download this as a 3K, even though it's way too big for this render. But anyway, it's going to look nice. Okay, I'm just gonna stop this for now. I'm gonna go to my project manager. If you don't know what project manager is, let me know in the comments and I will make a tutorial only about this. This is quite a very good tool for bringing stuff into your scenes. I'm going here using the beige textures. I will just bring in my diffuse color, which is, as you can see, it's just a brown color. And now I'm gonna use a Corona physical material, bring this in. I'm just going to check this how big it is. So it's probably 2 by 2 meters. I'm gonna put here 2000 by 2000, and now I'm just yeah, I would like to change the color of this. So to do that, I will just use the Corona color correct and change the exposure, make it brighter. This looks good, and take the saturation out. This looks quite whitish, maybe it's too much, 1.5. Okay, this is fine. And then I'm going to use a Corona mix in here, and I'm going to use this as a base. And I'm gonna bring here my ambient occlusion map, and this is going on top, and this is going as multiply, I think. Okay, this is looking good. Now let's bring the next one, which is the roughness. It's an AXR. This is quite heavy, as you can see. Only this is 32 megabytes of memory. I'm gonna bring this here into the roughness instance. Is looking good. And now let's bring the next one, which is the normal, the DX I'm going to use in this case. So the DX is working with the DirectX, and the GL with the GL. This needs to go to a Corona normal. This is going in there, and this is going to the bump. Okay, I will just leave it as it is for now. It's too much, I don't know yet, so I'm just going to apply this to my wall. I'm gonna select my wall, take my texture, select my material, apply. And then I also need to apply a UV map to this. I will just go as a box, and it should be already there, as you can see. Okay, this is nice. I'll go back to my render and take the material override out. Okay, we have a material for this. And now let's bring the wood. For the wood, I'm going to use also a texture from 3D Sky. Okay, let's create the rest of the materials. Make this walk. This Nordic walk. Yeah, looks nice. I like the color. I'm just going to use a Corona color correct on this one, and I'm going to add a little bit of reflection, take the saturation out, and then on this one I'm going to use the normal. This normal, I'm gonna add a Corona normal in this here, and add a gamma input, very important, and also add this to the bump. It's already looking good. This texture, I said this, I leave it the same size, 2 meters by 2 meters. Yeah, it should work fine, I think. And just going to apply it to my shelves to be sure to apply an UV map. The box, I'm just gonna go on the other direction. Okay, this is looking good. Only problem is this repetition. To fix that, it's quite easy. We're going to use the Corona mapping randomizer, and as a mesh element 1, I'm gonna add different inputs. For the ceiling, we're going to use the same one, the same material. I just need to see, and also ID, I think. And for these ones, there's a box. Okay, I'll just bring a Corona color correct in here to, yeah, let's check the materials. And of course I showed you before, if you want to bring a little bit more difference in between the wood slats, you can just use the Corona multi-map in here, and you can mix this with the Corona mix and add this on top as a multiply, and now I'm just gonna change all of them into white tones, and this way I can play at the end on which one are gonna be darker and which one are gonna be brighter. And now some of them are going to make them a little bit more gray, and as you can see here, it's already starting to show a little bit of difference between them. So I'm gonna make another copy of this. Oh yeah, you can add more. And now you should have some small differences. Just gonna take the curves out for now. Yeah, I can see the repetition of the textures on the wall. Yeah, I don't like that. It's quite easy. As usual, the Corona mapping randomizer, which is going here as a mesh element 1, 1, and okay, floor texture, let's check also this. Find it quite desaturated. I like the color. I like the color that much that I would love to use it also here, to be honest. Because this one, for some reason, well, the reason is that it's on the ceiling, so you don't really actually, you don't get too much light in there, because here it's looking nice. These two are not quite the same, this is more red. So now they are definitely closer to each other, which is good. I'm just going to use gonna reset all of this. Okay, this is looking good. Now let's see, the frame is black. This is quite brown. Okay, let's create the wood for the frames. I'm not going to, we can, but we don't need any. Okay, this is good. And how we're going to make it black, it's quite easy. We're not going to use any base color. Okay, let's apply this to our frame. New vmap box. I will use poly select, make selections. UV map, the box on the other direction. So as you can see, this needs to go also here with the chamfer above and off in the viewport. So what I'm doing next, I'm just going to select some of my polygons, which are the horizontal ones. And I'm going to apply another UV map only for those ones. So with the poly select, I'm going to make the selection, and then I'm going to apply the UV map only on those ones. Okay, and for the fireplace, we also need a nice texture. Let me see. I'm going to use a gray stucco texture. This one is looking very nice. I'll just leave the link in the description. Fireplace. I will just make it 5 meters by 2500. 5 meters by 2500. I will just add Corona physical material in here. This goes to the base color, and this one is going to the pump. And then we also make a copy of this, and we're gonna add this also in the roughness instance. And then we're also gonna add a color correcting to here. Okay, and now let's apply this to our fireplace roof close. Okay, this is looking nice. The only thing that I need to change is the metal plate here. Okay, for this I'm going to apply the wood also, and with an UV X form, and I'm gonna rotate this to 90 degrees, and I'm just gonna save this. Okay, this is starting to look good, I think, at least as a geometry. Maybe the planes should be white. Yeah, it's white also here. So for the interior of the fireplace, I would like to use some brick material. So I'm just gonna use some bricks from Corona Render. Let's see what do we have here. Okay, we have also this marble black, but it's looking very nice. We need to do the dark mortar. This one. Okay, and now fireplace here, bring texture in this material and make this. Okay, on hide all. Oh, we didn't add, and most of the time this is quite a dark material, so I'm just gonna use the granite maybe. Okay, let's save. Let's see the quick render. Okay, so the plinth is going to be also white. I'm gonna call this white wood, and I'm just going to delete this and make it white 210, and then okay, and apply this to my plinth. A little bit too gray. Okay, the wall material is too bright. Okay, it's similar now. So if you need to check if all the colors are right in your render, that's quite easy. You need to go to render elements, and here you need to add the albedo. Here you have also the explanation. So let's start all over again, and let's see the albedo. As you can see, it's black and white, so this means that all the colors and lights are correct. If you have red, for example, if you have here the wall, let's say I'm gonna make it 3. In the moment I made the exposure 3, as you can see I got some red in here, so this means that the texture is too bright, so it's gonna take longer to render. So you always need to check in your renders before you send it to the farm or you send it to your computer to render overnight if you have any red materials in the scene. In this case you need to fix it and to make it work and to have it black and white. So now if I go back here and put it 1.2, it's just going to change, and now it's correct. So if I check the beauty also, it's all looking good. I said here that I'm going to apply a black window material. Okay, the floor is still too bright. I think it's better this way. Okay, so as you can see, the colors are not exactly the same as the ones in here. So yeah, they should be fixed right now. So this is what I'm going to try to do now. So first of all, the color of the fireplace is not similar with that, and also the roof, even though I like more this color than the other one. Yeah, let's try to fix all of this. So yeah, unfortunately, now it's more brownish. It should be 0. 0.2 is fine. Not that much. Yeah, it's a little bit too dark. Okay, so first of all, it's brighter. Okay, this is better. Then hue, let's have a 10. Maybe 5 only. Okay, this is definitely closer. The floor is definitely darker. Yeah, this is much closer to the image, though it has still too much. Let's try -1. Yeah, more contrast. It's definitely better. Ceiling part on the attic, it's still too dark. It should be a little bit brighter. Better. -0.05 with minus in front. 0.2. Or anyway, this is what I'm looking for. This kind of dark shades of oak. Yeah, this is much better to what I'm looking for. Okay, let's check the material for the fireplace. Yeah, it's quite gray and I would like to have it more beigey. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a Corona mix in here. We're gonna use this as a base, and on top here I'm just gonna use a little bit of beigey color, and I'm gonna add this as an okay, this is much better. 3 maybe to have it lighter. Let's see. Yeah, it's much better. And then yeah, let's make the inside the fireplace, which is this brick, a little bit lighter. It's also better. I would like to see more details in there, so I'll just leave it like this for now. Okay, so this is a first render, only with an empty space. So yeah, the texture on the wall, it's a little bit too big. So yeah, let's change that first. I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna go to my wall where my texture is, this one, and I'm gonna change here the texture, make it 1000, make it smaller. It's also 1000 by 1000. So here. So yeah, it should be fine now. Okay, I'll just save my file. So yeah, one thing that is very important when you create renders is to have the textures on the right scale. Most of the time, all these websites are not providing you the right scale for the textures. So sometimes, yeah, you just need to think about it, how big this texture is going to be. While making a couple of tests, you can actually see it. This one looks quite big. Yeah, you could say that it's a paper or a cardboard or something like that. So yeah, I just made it half the size. I hope now it's gonna look good. Otherwise, I'll just make it smaller. So yeah, for now, and here is sticking out. Yeah, you get this kind of problems because this material has a displacement, so the displacement is sticking out through the wall. So yeah, let's fix that first. So fixing that should be easy. I'm just gonna move this a little bit here, and now it should be fine. And yeah, let's check also the texture of that, and also this, it shouldn't stick out so much. It should be more on the same plane as the floor. So I'm just gonna select these two. Not gonna make everything exactly on the same floor, but I will just at least have it more or less like this. So yeah, there is definitely better the texture on the wall, and yeah, I also fixed this part. Now everything is looking much better. Okay, let's move forward with other stuff. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to bring in is this carpet. You can download this from 3D Sky. I'm gonna leave a link in the description. I just made a download of this, so I'm just going to bring it in. Carpet, merge. bring the texture in. I'm just gonna use Project Manager. I'm going to make a video in the future only about this. It's quite an amazing plugin that you can buy from KStudio. Yeah, just can do many things. You can bring directly in the 3D models. It can relink all your textures. It can find your textures. Yeah, it's just amazing. I really love it. Now I'm just gonna check the material for the rug. I'll call it rug here. I'll just bring in. From what I see, it's all made with the same texture, which I don't really like. Yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add here Corona bump converter into this. And for displacement, it has one. I can use maybe 2 millimeters. I'll just leave it as it is. I just need to bring the rug above my floor. I'm just gonna scale it for a bit. I'm gonna rearrange all of this in the moment that I'm going to bring also the rest of the furniture that I need to add in here. So let's see, all looking good. I'll apply this material to my rug. Okay, I think it's looking good. Now I'm going to bring these armchairs inside here. Actually, this one I would like to use. This is quite a detail armchair. I think it's looking quite good. And yeah, let's download this. Okay, the textures are here. Armchair. So the first thing that I need to do is okay, we have the 2 armchairs in here. Now let's add some more stuff in here. So let's add the sofa, which is this beautiful sofa for Arflex. So yeah, what I'm doing is I'm trying to create some materials that are looking good together. So I don't want to have any red or yellowish colors, so they are much more closer together. And also I would like to change the color of the sofa. Yeah, not to have too much of beigey colors. So I will just try to make this more white, maybe gray. I don't know yet. I will check in a second and see how is this actually looking. Yeah, this I like much better. Let's see how it's everything looking until now. Let me just save. Okay, also this could be a little bit less red. Okay, so here I'm just going to add my furniture. I put everything on fast forward, otherwise it's gonna take way too long to add all this stuff in the scene. So as you can see, it's quite easy. I'm adding the files. If they are made with vray, I'm just going to convert them with Corona, convert them into Corona materials. Also, I'm going to check the materials if they are all correct. And in some cases, like here, I'm just going to change the material of the table, of the coffee table, into a more browny similar color with the ones that we already have at the seams. So in this way everything is gonna match and they're gonna work together much better. Also, as you can see here, some of the arms and legs from the table are not with the UVV in the right direction, so I'm just going to make some selections and fix that. The next thing is that I'm going to bring in is the mirror Cuba L by A holes. I modeled this, it's on CG mode in case you guys want it. I'm just gonna add it in the scene, put it over the fireplace, and that's it. Later on I'm gonna change the material of the frame, but until then I'm just gonna move with the curtains. So I'm just going to use these Heidi curtains from 3D Sky. I'm just bringing everything in. I'm going to delete the ones that I don't need. So the first thing is going to be the shear. I'm going to apply an FFD to this to change the height and the dimensions overall of the curtain, and then I'm just going to add the curtain in here. And at the end I'm gonna, for the hanger for both curtains, I'm also going to create one, just a simple one with creating a square and adding a sweep to it, and I'm also going to create a sweep profile only for that. As you can see, now I'm starting with this. I'm just creating a simple square, as I said, and applying a sweep and a sweep profile that I'm going to create soon. As you can see, yeah, the things are quite simple. There is nothing fancy about the whole modeling part. So yeah, it's just a matter of time, and because these things are taking too much time, I also need to optimize it and yeah, just to make everything go fast forward. Otherwise, I know there are a couple of guys that are not watching my videos till the end because they are getting bored about the length of these videos. On the next part, I'm bringing in the chandelier. As you can see, this is also from 3D Sky. In case you don't have an account of 3D Sky, or you don't have the possibility to download all these 3D models from 3D Sky, I made a tutorial 1 year ago where I'm explaining that if you create your own 3D models and you add them on 3D Sky, you can get the necessary money to download other 3D models. So yeah, just do that, and yeah, you're gonna be able also to download 3D models from here for free. Well, they're not actually for free because you need to sell your own 3D models, but yeah, it's quite easy. I'm going to create in the future a video about the easiest way how to create 3D models on 3D Sky and which ones are the ones that are getting a lot of sales. Okay, moving forward with this, now I'm just taking the picking the materials from the hanging lamp, and I'm just going to make some changes here and there to be sure that everything is working well. So first of all, I'm just converting everything to Corona materials, and after that I'm just gonna change a couple of the materials in such a way they're gonna look better in the render. Most of the time, yeah, you need to go and change all these materials, because otherwise you're not gonna get a good render, especially if these materials are coming from vray. Okay, so now I'm just playing a little bit with the metal to see how it's looking. I'm just going to rotate a little bit the lamp so it's gonna look better in the composition. And now I'm moving forward with some styling. I'm also fixing here the material for this sofa. It's looking a little bit metally, so I'm just going to change that, create a more fabric material. To do that, I'm also using the sheen layer that it came in the version 6, I think, and yeah, it's giving more realism to the fabrics. Okay, so now I'm giving the last touch to these fabrics. Of course, I'm going to apply the sheen material to all of them, As you can see, it's making a huge difference. Here I need to fix the gamma input of the normal, and yeah, that's it. I'm just saving the file right now and moving forward with the styling. Here I took this nice things from 3D Sky. As you can see, I'm just converting everything into Corona materials because they all came with the vray materials. And now I'm just gonna start adding them in my scene. I'm using the script with copy paste. I made a tutorial about that, how to copy objects between two 3D Studio Max. And now I'm starting to arrange all this stuff on the shelves. Yeah, I need to say that it's not my favorite thing to do in 3D Studio Max. I actually don't really like it, but sometimes, yeah, you just need to do it. And as you can see, I'm just trying to add them in different places on different shelves. Also, it's important not to add too many things on the shelves, otherwise it's gonna look super busy and you're not going to understand what's happening in there. So yeah, just leave some air in between them. In this way they can also breathe. In case you want, I can leave the links for these 3D models in the description. You can also download them and use them in your scene. So yeah, well, as I said before, I don't really like doing this, but this part is actually quite important because this is one of the things that is making your render to look more realistic. So people are always looking for patterns into renders to see repetitions or things that are not in the right place. So if you are arranging this correctly and they all look natural and in the right place, you're gonna fool the eyes of the viewer and he's gonna think that it's more realistic, so it's not a render. So as you can see, I almost finished here. I'm just making the latest touch just to be sure that everything is not sticking out and it's all in the right place. As you can see, it's already looking good. Now I'm bringing also some styling for the table, the coffee table. I was lucky and I found these things on 3D Sky that were already arranged for a coffee table. So I'm just gonna take them and put them in the middle of the table, and that's kind of it. After that, I'm just going to save my file and bring some more stuff in here. Yeah, some couple of pictures or paintings, I don't even know exactly how to call them. I'm just gonna add them on the right wall next to the shelves, because while I was looking at the image, it felt like there is something missing in that part. It was looking quite empty there. And now I'm just gonna bring a table with some vases on it, which is going to stay in between the armchairs on the right side. Also, as usual, I'm converting everything to Corona render. And the most important part that you need to know is that you always need to check your materials, especially if they are coming from vray, also from other programs or render engines, because they have different styles on how to create materials. So yeah, you just need to check it, and afterwards also you need to make a quick render to be sure that everything is alright. As you can see here, I'm missing some textures and also probably some materials they didn't get a good convert, or I just need to fix it. So yeah, unfortunately this type of making renders, bringing 3D models made by someone else, it can create also lots of problems in your render. Sometimes it can crash, they can have lots of geometry or millions of polygons. So yeah, this is how it's actually working, unfortunately. The best way and the way that I prefer to do it is to create my own 3D models and to create my own furniture and so on. The problem is that it's taking such a long time, and you will not be able to finish your projects on time. So yeah, this is a problem. As you can see here, I'm always making some small changes to the exposure, because the problem is in the moment that you are bringing stuff that has already textures or materials, the light in your scene is also changing according to those 3D models that you are bringing in your scenes, because the light, when it's traveling inside the scene, in the moment that it's hitting an object, is taking a little bit of the color of that object, and in the next object that is going to get hit is gonna bring that color into it. So yeah, right now I'm just changed the material for the mirror, and now I'm making a quick render just to check out the materials and the overall looking of the image. As you can see, it's looking quite good, I would say. I'm quite happy with it. It took me almost 4 hours to make this scene from scratch, and from those 4 hours, between 4 and 5 hours, I'm going to create 1.5 hours of video for you guys to watch it and yeah, to learn stuff from this tutorial. As you can see here, I'm playing again with tone mapping. This is a huge defect of mine. While I'm rendering an image, I'm always playing with the settings. I'm never happy with everything that is happening in there, and I'm always trying to make it better. So yeah, please excuse me. It's rarely happening that I'm gonna get the right mood of the render or the right materials from the beginning. Okay, so in this part I've already made my tone mapping and I'm quite happy with it. As you can see, I made an S-curve to the curves, and this is looking good. What I'm doing now, I'm just looking for a loot that is going to help my image to look better. Now what I'm doing here, I'm just changing one of the materials on the fireplace. It's looking very metally on the thing that it's on the left side of the fireplace. I'm just going to make it more glossy and more white. And here I just realized that I'm getting some light coming out from my lamp, so I'm just trying to check if the material is giving that light, and then I just saw that there are actually some small lights that are in there, and those were the ones that were creating the light in the scene. So yeah, I just fixed that. Now I'm just creating a quick render again to check the materials and also lights coming from any place. Then after that, I'm just gonna start rendering my final image. As you can see, this is a 2500 by 2500 image that it took almost 4.5 hours, almost 5 hours, I would say. Okay, so this is my render. I already made a couple of changes in here. If you want to bring more contrast, that would be fine, but we can also do that in Photoshop. So now let's open our file and do some post-production. Okay, so as you can see, this is our final render. I think it's looking very nice. It's quite close to what I was thinking about. So now we're just gonna bring a little bit more contrast into this. I'm gonna take the highlights down, the shadows a little bit down. In this way I can create more contrast in the image. So as you can see, only if you play with the highlights, shadows, whites and blacks, you can bring more contrast to the image. So let's see the original and then a little bit of contrast, as you can see. And yeah, I'll just bring a little bit of contrast more, a little bit of less vibrance as usual. I don't like very saturated images. I think the images are looking better when they are less saturated. A little bit of clarity as usual, a little bit of texture and a little bit of dehaze. And yeah, this is our render. So this was the render from Corona render, and this is our render afterwards. So as you can see, just a little bit of a touch from Photoshop, it can change the whole mood of the render. Okay, let's move forward. Here I'm not gonna play at all with the curves because I already did that. With a little bit of sharpening, it's always good to have it. Noise reduction, even though noise reduction, if you see, is destroying the textures, so it's cleaning everything. So you need to be very careful when you play with this. The sharpening is good to have it, but also not too much, just a little bit, just to get some more texture where you have it. And then with the color mixer, where I'm not gonna play at all. Color grading, I don't care because it's already done. Geometry, it looks quite straight, everything, so it's fine for now. I would like to bring a little bit of grain. This is giving, as you can see, this is not the grain from the image, this is a grain afterwards. So a little bit of grain. For the vignette, it could work if you want to. just a little bit. Let's see the original image, the final image. And then for the calibration, I'm not gonna do any calibration this time because I like the colors as they are. I will leave everything as it is. I'll hit OK. So this is my final image, and I will also apply a lens correction as usual with a custom, and I'm just going to apply a little bit of chromatic aberration, a little bit of red and a little bit of green and a little bit of blue. Even though this is very subtle, yeah, probably you're not going to see it, but it's going to help the image a lot. And yeah, this is our final render. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I hope you guys learned something new. As you can see, this is just a tone on tone render and interior design. Yeah, I think it's looking very nice. Let me know in the comments what should I do in the next episode, in case yeah, you guys are following me. Give it a like if you find it useful, and see you in the next one. For those who are following me on my Patreon, they can download this scene, of course without the files from 3D Sky and so on, because yeah, I can't offer you those files, are not mine. But the architecture, in case you want to do your own scene with the fireplace that I also modeled here, and yeah, a couple of other things that I modeled here, you can just take them from here. Of course, the curtains, I made a tutorial about that. In case you want to make your own curtains, it's super easy to do it. So yeah, that was it for today. See you in the next one. Bye.